Hey everybody, my name is Jake Smith and welcome to Rankr Esports Weekly. It's the second installment and we're really happy to be here doing it. So, I have with me Cam and Lewis. Why don't you guys say hey and do some introductions.
Hey guys, I wasn't here last week. I was out sick, but I'm going to be here probably intermittently throughout the show. My name's Cameron Robinson. I take care of a few operational things around the offices, and I also run a few social media accounts. So you've probably seen a few of my posts here and there.
Yeah, and I'm Lewis. I was here last week, but for those who didn't see it, I am in charge of statistics and social media.
And my name is Jake. I was also here last week. I take care of a lot of the ideation, execution, vision stuff for Rankr Esports. So, the idea of the show, and just a quick breakdown before we really get into it. We're going to talk about some cool industry stuff and the news that's happening, some events that we personally are excited for this week.
Yeah, definitely.
And then after that, just a little bit of Rankr stuff, because, we're making Rankr. It's a startup, so we really want to, kind of talk about what it's like to do that. So, let's start off with industry. On last week, Thursday or Friday, one of the major game publishers, Activision Blizzard, they put out their Q4 2015 report. Some big news came out of that, a lot of stuff as a whole. But the really big thing in that was confirmed Call of Duty, a new game in Q4 2016, is being made by Infinity Ward. So, it's pretty big for Call of Duty, especially in the esports scene. So, Lou, I know you have a lot of words about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get as heated as you make it sound, but hearing the news, Infinity Ward making the game isn't actually the big news. They kind of, Call of Duty, it rotates, it developers, and it's Infinity Ward's turn. The big news is that they're coming out with a game at the end of 2016. And that bothers me because COD Blops came out in November.
Yeah.
It's still new, and it's going really well. Like, World League, everybody's loving it. It's like really into the esports scene. And something that you could knock Call of Duty on and it's a reason why it wasn't esport in its earlier years, was that there's a new game every year. And now that they found success, you're like, okay, they'll stay in the esports scene, they'll do what it takes to stay in it, but they shoot themselves in the foot again with what has been keeping them out for years past.
No pun intended, shoot themselves in the foot. So.
I mean,
Kind
it's
of
Call of Duty.
That's a good one.
plan.
I have a differing opinion on it. I think the adoption rate of Call of Duty Black Ops 3 it was phenomenal. It was the first Call of Duty game that I really got excited for, and especially watching the esports scene on it.
Well, Black Ops 1.
Black Ops 1
was super cool. But I mean, that was also the follow-up to Modern Warfare, which
exactly.
in itself completely, honestly, redefined Call of Duty as a series.
Definitely.
But that's a while ago. Let's talk Blops 3.
So, me personally, looking at the Call of Duty series and having them reboot it and have everybody have a good uptake with it, I think it's smart of them to come out with another one this year. I think they can do a lot more esports-centric things with it. So they had success with the Call of Duty series this last November, and now we're looking at them coming out with one in end of 2016. I think it's going to be a lot more esports-centric. So
It's true, and I'm not trying to say I don't want them to stop making games. They're Call of Duty. They're going to keep pumping out games, whether we like it or not, but I'd just rather see them obey the esports formula, which is have a game that you're super proud of and make improvements on that, like the patch updates.
Well, you two are kind of on, I wouldn't say different poles of the spectrum, different ends.
Yeah.
But me, I kind of fall right in between you two. So, Louis, I totally agree with you. I'm not a big fan of the every year pump out a new game. That's why I think Madden and FIFA have not become as big as they possibly could. They're great games, but they come out with a new one every year. Call of Duty, last one came out in November-ish 2015, and the new one is coming out November 2016. So yeah, I do agree with that. But then speaking to Cam's point, Black Ops 3 was a success from not only a game perspective, but also an esports perspective. Like, World League's doing really well, the teams are great, the competition's great, and they can take that and really grow on that. And that's kind of where I am. I mean, if they do something where it's another Advanced Warfare or something where the game comes out and it's just super far from the successful Call of Duty titles, that, I won't be a big fan of that.
Yeah.
But as a whole, from the Activision Blizzard report, there is more stuff. So another thing that they touched on, Hearthstone for League of Explorers, right before it had 40 million registered accounts. That was right before the adventure came out. So me personally, I think it's great to see a game that is not a shooter or a MOBA doing really well in the esports space. So
Yeah, especially a card game too.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the nature of Hearthstone.
huge change of pace from every other
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
and it's not a game that can sell out events right away. Like I'll describe it as a game that I can play and watch while I'm like eating dinner, compared to League of Legends. For LCS, you have like a game day at your house.
Yeah, it's the viewing parties and everything. It's way different culture. You just sit down, have your bowl of cereal or something, and then watch a Hearthstone match. Whereas like Counter-Strike for myself, I have to sit down and really get into it.
yeah, and you're like 2 inches away from the screen.
You're like, oh my god, did you see that shot? Or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
And you touched on something really cool, different, interesting. I don't know. The idea that Hearthstone isn't a game that's going to sell out events, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. Hearthstone is never going to be this game that sells out the Staples Center or Madison Square Garden and whatnot. It's never going to do that, just because it is a slower paced game, and it's not as exciting. But I think it's a game that's going to be at every single esports event because it's interesting. It has definitely a following. That's why we're talking about it. 40 million registered users, and it's only growing. It hasn't stopped growing since it came out.
Especially with the new expansion or the new standard mode it just announced, it should only be getting more and more popular.
Yeah, it's 40 million people without the standard mode and the wild mode too. So.
Yeah, and standard mode, we talked about it last week a bit, and when I say a bit, I mean a lot.
Yes.
But standard mode, I think, for increasing that number of 40 million, it's going to help with that. Because right now the game is so unruly.
It helps with adoption, yeah.
You have to buy a ton of GVG until you get this card, a ton of Classic until you get this card, and all of this stuff. But now they're cutting out a lot, then they're making it so there are certain certain sets that you need to have. And I think that really is going to help that 40 million number grow.
Definitely. I agree.
So some other stuff. Last week, Twitch put out the most viewed games of 2015. The top 4, League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Dota 2, Hearthstone, in that order. And none of us are surprised that League of Legends was on top.
No, not
with
at all.
over 1 billion hours watched, like 1,038 million or something like that. That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, it actually, we did the calculation. It just comes down to 145,000 years.
That's
Of people watching League of Legends.
League of Legends.
That's like the lifetime of the state of North Dakota or something.
Yeah. What?
Like one generation of North Dakota, it's that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
that
guessing.
was really out there
Yeah,
comparison.
that was.
I don't know. I mean, I just thought of a state that didn't have a ton of people, but it wasn't Montana.
No, I get it now. I get it now.
But yeah, that's huge, and that was double Counter-Strike. And touching on that, I mean, going down the list, the second one, Counter-Strike, beat Dota with a smaller player base. If you go on the Steam charts or anything really, Dota 2 has more players than Counter-Strike globally, but Counter-Strike has more hours watched. So why? I know, Cam, you're big into Counter-Strike.
I'm ready
so
to
why do you think there's that separation between Counter-Strike and Dota? It was by about 100 million.
Yeah, I personally think that Counter-Strike has a little bit. I mean, Dota is really hard to get into, mind you. I mean, we know people that have put like 1,200 hours or more in it. That's a small number. You don't get very good at it, or you're okay. But I think Counter-Strike is just a little bit more uptick in viewer rate because it's a little bit it's easier to adopt. It's also easier to watch too. Sometimes with Dota 2, it gets really confusing for people. And I'm not saying people can't understand it, but it does have
like the more casual, just esports fans will be able to understand Counter-Strike more, where it's it's 5v5, killer be killed, compared to Dota, where you see this large,
massive,
theatric.
I mean, even
moves
people
all over.
Even people who play Dota, I could say, "Oh yeah, I get Aghanim Scepter," and they'll be like, "What's that?"
Yeah, and you have your strats in Counter-Strike, but it's nothing like it's just a different. It's like apples and oranges. But,
exactly.
So.
And going from that viewership of Counter-Strike, another big thing that happened this week, IEM Katowice. Sold out in seconds, or the pre-sale did at least. I mean, they might be selling more tickets, but seconds for an esports event. I mean, we had the League of Legends Season 3 selling out Staples Center. We had League of Legends Season 4 selling out Seoul World Cup, all of these other events selling out, ESL New York, whatnot. The fastest one to date was League of Legends Season 5 World Championships, and that sold 3 minutes, 17,000 seats.
So ridiculous.
This sold out in seconds. So, I mean, the games they have there, League of Legends, StarCraft, Counter-Strike. How cool is that?
It's so exciting. It's fantastic to see these esports events selling out so quickly and having people want to engage and attend them. So, speaking of engagement and attendance, North America actually won't be at Katowice.
Someday.
Yeah, they were knocked out by Tempo Storm.
Just ran train on them.
Yeah, Cloud9 lost last night, and that was the last hope for North America. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's not something crazy unexpected because EU has always been very dominant in Counter-Strike. So I'm super excited for that event. Katowice is always it's this big thing.
It's
I
great.
mean, ESL runs it. The Intel Extreme Masters are a great set of events.
Yeah. Whatever they put their name on it has the potential to sell.
It's always ran so well too. Yeah. And it's always fun.
So, going from that, there's esports events happening this week. Let's just take a hot second to talk about the events that all of us are excited for. Lou, you want to start?
Yeah, Halo World Championships regional qualifiers are this weekend.
North America.
Shooter
that we're good at.
Yeah. before the rest east of the world gets it, so we'll take it for now.
Well, I mean, EU already has it, and the rest of the world has it, but America's just always excelled at Halo.
Halo's better at it right now. Yes, but
it's our game.
Like we paid attention to Halo when it was in X Games, but that was just cool because X Games are this huge name that everyone's super excited about, and Halo was able to associate themselves with it. Compared to now, Halo World Championship, all the focus is on Halo.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was an underwhelming release by everybody's standards, but now this is like the first major event where everyone can pay attention to it and enjoy it.
Definitely esports-wise. It's fun to see Microsoft put money towards this and just having people buying rec packs and putting it towards the game too. So they're kind of going the way of the compendium.
It's the same idea as the compendium. I bought some rec packs, not going to lie.
I did
no
too.
shame.
Microtransactions?
I mean, I bought some, but then I found out that it was supporting esports. So I was like, okay, I can buy one more.
Yeah.
Which
it's like charity.
I'm terrible at managing money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so Halo, I'm with you on Halo. I'm super excited for Halo and LCS. My room's going to look like the Matrix this weekend with screens and screens and screens.
Oh, definitely. With so many events going on.
Just cans of caffeine-filled drinks everywhere.
Yes. It's just living the stereotype. Mountain Dew, Doritos.
Oh boy.
Hey.
TVs.
Don't hate.
It's
It's a lifestyle.
But Cam, I know you've got some big ones.
Yeah. So there's not any big event that I'm really excited for coming up this week, but I have been watching ESL, ESEA. So just a bunch of tournament matches this week between teams, qualifiers, and so on and so forth. I mean, it's pretty much Counter-Strike every day this week, which is
awesome.
Exciting in and of itself.
The Counter-Strike Pro League.
Exactly.
It's always really cool because there's good teams in it, and it's always good competition.
Yep.
And it's season long, so you get to see the whole thing from the beginning to the end.
Pro League's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, talking about the events and whatnot, obviously with Rankr, we have all of those events on our calendar. So I think we could kind of shift to Rankr and what we're doing. So one new thing that we're putting out later this week or soon is we want to bring out our rankings. One thing that we were really big about with making Rankr is helping people find out where they rank on a global scale. So, that's what we're doing, and that's what I'm excited for. So did you guys just want a quick touch on that?
Yeah, I just love being able to have the rankings, put a leaderboard on our homepage, and put like a competitive fashion into our website because everyone loves to be ranked. They want to be the top rank, and it's so rewarding when you can see yourself like start at a rank, and then the more you play, more success you have, you see yourself creeping up the ladder.
Yep. Yeah. I'm really excited to see people get out there and start bumping other people off. And refreshing the page. I want to get to the point where we're refreshing the page and you're seeing different people bump up.
On Twitter or something, we just get like hate messages every 10 minutes because number one gets bumped.
Yeah, it's just so. I mean, it's gonna be great once people start signing up and having people start bumping other people up off there. So.
And it's fun that now we have this platforms for the players, and now they get to compete against each other on our platform, and hopefully that they're working together on the platform with the whole team builder aspect.
Yes.
But also, one last thing before we go, we filmed a commercial, or not a commercial, like a online video.
It's
whatever.
kind of a commercial. I don't know.
Kind of. It's
not gonna be on TV, but we missed the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No spoilers. We did miss that time frame. No spoilers. I personally think it's super funny, and I'm really excited to put it out there. I'm sure you guys are
It
too.
was a blast to make.
Yeah, it
More
was-
content
it was
that's
great.
snackable. It's fun.
So look
Yeah.
for I'd say look for the commercial, everybody. It's gonna be awesome.
It's coming this
It's gonna be
week.
funny.
But
So.
that is all of the time that we have for this week. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can always find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Especially pay attention to YouTube for that video. And then if you want to do something really crazy, you can go to rankeresports.com and sign up to get ranked, find teams and events. So have a good week, and we'll see you soon.
See you guys.